And I'm going to comment on this. I do want to say that the WE filed a copyright claim on my videos about 4 years ago. I talked about how the WE promotes domestic violence against women. And you also have to take into account how many women, I want the women in the audience listening to me now to actually answer the question for themselves, especially those that think I'm being hard on someone or hard on people. How many women do you think are in the audience at the WE? In that scene, that situation where the woman is body slammed, or she's spanked in front of a live audience, or her top is ripped off. These things take place on a regular basis on the WE. There's a reason that we put that disclaimer, by the way, and it was because of this particular scene, okay? These are images that children see, and when women see traumatic images, an imprint is made, and fear of men is created, and we're getting to that in just a bit. We are not in a day and age, ladies and gentlemen, where it is wise for a man to approach a woman he doesn't know and say hello because of the fear that exists out there of men they don't know. In some cases, brown men, in some cases, white men, depending on the circumstance. In many cases, though, it is darker skinned men that they are working to create more fear of, and that is a truth. But it doesn't mean that white men aren't targeted as well. Men as a whole are being demonized in this society. This is Goldberg. He was a former wrestler with the WE, and he's talking about why he left the organization.
There are a lot of reasons why I stopped wrestling, but first and foremost, I stopped wrestling because it wasn't fun for me anymore. It seemed as if when I went to work every day and I didn't have a smile on my face and I was doing the wrong thing. In the big picture, that's the reason why. A reason why I wasn't smiling so much is because I was part of a company or a business that put programming out that I wasn't a big fan of, in that, you know, a lot of my fans were kids, and I like to think that a lot of kids looked up to me and thought that Goldberg was their superhero. And those same kids that were watching me at 4, 5, 6, 7 years old are the same kids that are watching, you know, for instance, a match where a girl gets her pants ripped off and she's wearing a G-string and she gets slapped by her, you know, whatever. So it was, the content of the programming was such that I was hypocritical if I was continuing to be a part of it. And my father raised me to be a little bit more sensible than that, I believe. And I'd much rather be able to look myself in the mirror than have an extremely thick roll of cash in my pocket. So
now, in a future video, I'm going to spend more time addressing the paper tough guy on the sugar pedestal syndrome that is widely popular today. Men that act like they are ready for battle, but battle with the evil forces behind this government is the last thing on their mind. But what people should be more concerned with is the spiritual battle, not the physical battle. And that is where this is truly being waged. The sacred masculine, the sacred feminine, conscious man, conscious woman, they need to rise to the occasion and bring light to these issues and transform themselves into higher beings by overriding their lower selves and choosing to upgrade their sexuality.